Right, hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new lesson. Unfortunately here in the UK we are in lockdown, but that's okay because we can still get better at golf. And in today's lesson we're going to sort our posture, we're going to sort how pivot out, and we're also going to give you a drill to help you stop your overswing. Let's take a look at those three things and see how we can all get better from our hose. Like I say, unfortunately we're in lockdown at the moment, but it doesn't mean that we can't keep improving. And even when people come to me for golf lessons in person, I'll send them away with a drill that they can do at home. It might be that we can't get to the range. We might not have an abundance of time to go and spend an hour, 2 hours, even half an hour, 2 or 3 times a week practicing our golf. But if we could do simple little things at home that only took 5 minutes, and it might mean that you could just nip off into the kitchen or into the garage or off into the garden or something, where you could just spend 5 minutes training a movement and a feeling, it's going to be a lot easier to change your golf swing anyway, because all we're really trying to do is change movements to alter how we deliver the golf club to the golf ball when we are swinging. So like I say, 3 things. We're going to do posture, we're going to look at pivot, so how we're turning in the golf swing, and then something to stop us over swinging in our backswing, because if you're a new golfer, the temptation is sometimes to definitely try and get that big swing, and it leads to a lot of inconsistency. So let's jump in to that posture one straight away. Okay, so your posture drill. If you've got 2 alignment canes, that would massively help. If not, you can still use a golf club for this. So first things first, you won't be able to use a golf club for this bit, but what we're going to do is place one down on the floor, and this is going to help us with our balance points, because what I see from a lot of golfers is that when they come to me to start off with, they've been told to either sit down into the golf ball like they would try and go to the toilet, so almost we see that we start to fall into our heels as we do that, or we've got too far away from it and we're getting too much into the toes. So first things first, all we're going to do is literally put the bridges of our feet over the top of the cane here and stand on it, and we should feel that that is splitting my feet in half now, and I can feel very much balance from there. Secondly, I'm going to take my cane, I'm going to place it up behind my back here, so you can see my right hand there at the bottom of my spine and the cane running up it. From there then, I'm just going to put my other hand over my head and grab the cane. And all I want to do here, from what like I said a moment ago, a lot of people would sit down and leave this cane actually still as if they're trying to spike it into the ground. But I want to just tip the top of the cane towards the golf ball, so it helps me maintain a straight spine angle, and it gets me bending from my hips to start off with. I will feel the backs of my legs lock up a little bit, but from there then all I would do is just soften my knees ever so slightly. And then if I imagine my cane was my golf club now, I now look like I'm in a nice athletic posture to make a good golf swing as I'm going round. If I were to put the cane on and do this where I just sit down, we can see that my back's rounded and the cane is now actually just touching the middle of my spine. I should just be able to just lightly touch my head and keep the back of my lower hand, on the bottom of my spine and tilt forwards to see that I get a good posture here. There might be a tiny bit of rounding, but it's not where I'm actually just hunched over into this bit. So 5 minutes a day if we could just stand tall, and then once we've got used to it, feel that we're balanced and we're tilting, and then we should see that we've got a good posture from here. Straight back, we've bent from the hips, tiny amount of flex in the knees, and a nice level distribution of weight in my feet. Not 2 toes, not 2 heels. And then from there, if I can translate that into my golf swing, I should be able to make a pretty good golf swing and an athletic movement from there. Let's take a look at how we're going to pivot better. Just before we go on to the next drill, hit this subscribe button down below here. I want you to do that because you're going to get your free golf lessons, and I want you to get better at golf. We've not got long till next year's season, so let's put in some hard work now. Let's all get better together and play our best golf in 2021. Let's do it. Okay, 2 canes again, if we can use those, really helpful. First one, you're just going to put it through your belt loops here, just so it's popping through like so, 50-50 on either side, and that should help us understand how the hips are moving. Then secondly, we're going to take the cane, place it across our shoulders, and then cross our arms, to touch our shoulders. And what we want to try and do here is get the feeling that my cane on my shoulders is going to work 90 degrees and the one on my hips is going to work 45, because a big problem I would see from a lot of golfers would be that they work the same and we lift them. So we see here now both canes matching, and I've lifted both of them, so I've lost all the angles in my body. What I want to try and do is feel that the upper cane pivots, and as I get to the top of this swing now, what we can see is that this one here is moved at 45 and this one is ideally moving around somewhere near 90 degrees. If I get that, I've got a great rotation to then use on the downswing to open up my lower half and drive in and see that I would get the correct movement through. If you're an early extender, what you would see is that you would go here and you would lift the canes up again in this direction. So we've got to feel that we're turning and pivoting here and then driving and working them through as we're going through. Like I say, the shoulder one's going to work at 90 degrees or whatever your range of motion with your flexibility will allow, and the bottom one at 45 degrees. So a really great drill to understand how we're going to pivot a little bit better and turn in the backswing. As we go through it, nice and smooth, and get these positions, pivot and turn. Really, really simple and a great feeling just to understand. What we should see if I did it face on is that my head doesn't lift up and down as I'm going through it. I stay and I turn, and I actually feel that my lead shoulder's almost tucking under my chin, and the cane on the lead side is going down towards where the ball would be a little bit more in this manner. So I get a good turn. We see 90 degrees, we see 45 degrees, and that is how we should be pivoting in the backswing. Let's take a look at that third and final drill to stop us getting a big overswing as we go into the backswing. Okay, so the overswing, probably one of the most common faults I see down at the range, where it comes from a lot of beginners generally and people who are trying to hit the ball a lot further. If we can pivot rightly using the canes like I've just shown you, we should be able to generate enough power without trying to swing the club as long as we can. But if you're still overswinging, a great drill to do at home, you don't need to hit golf balls. When you go to the range, it will require a little bit of mirror work and you seeing where you're going. But if you were to take your club and turn it upside down, and then we would address a wall. So my lead foot now is placed up against the wall here, and as I swing, I'm going to take my normal grip as I would do here, and the aim is for me to just touch the butt of the club against the screen or the wall. So I'd get that feeling of the pivot I've just made, and now I can feel there's some resistance there because I've just got to that point. So it'll feel very much like a 3/4 or half swing to you. If you can get the feeling of turning the bigger muscles, i.e. the torso and your hips, in a better motion here, we're going to be able to get rid of that overswing. Instead of just going through and using my arms and going all the way down here, we should be able to get a good feeling of turning and tapping. So turn and tap, turn and tap, and that is how we should stop an overswing. And then, like I say, when you come to the range, the big emphasis would be on you just hitting balls in a mirror in an A to try and get the stopping feeling of being just short of where we should be. And as we go through, we should see that we get rid of that overswing as we're going through there. Guys, I hope those drills have helped you this week. If they have, do hit that like button and give it a share as well. Someone who's practicing at home, share this video with them. As well, as I said earlier, do remember to hit the subscribe button down below. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of your free golf lessons. I want you to get better, and you do it by clicking that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you hopefully back out on the golf course soon.